areas of concern that are really not totally associated with the code, but they're areas that the board discussed at the time we put the code together. And one is called what we call good planning. And what does good planning mean? Well, it means that for a PAC, we would certainly like it kind of close to the proximity of the village or other high-density subdivisions where there are a lot of people. And in this particular case, if it was close to the village, maybe they could hook into the village sewer plant or hook into a regional sewer if that's the route we go in the future. Okay. But this is kind of standalone by itself, a few miles out of town. Likewise, we looked at the terrain of this particular parcel of land, and where the PAC is being built in two different segments, probably over 1,000 feet apart, just because of the wetlands, et cetera, and so in terms of connectivity of a community kind of thing, we're building in an obstacle initially. Well, that would be in the area of good planning. Okay, and then of course, lastly, is just the distance from the churches, the synagogues, the hardware store, whatever, all the other things that you'd like to have close to a planned adult community. So that's kind of where we're at, and I'd like to share with the board tonight that I don't have it tonight. I'm waiting on information from Riddick Associates on what they think, so that we might have additional input in making a yay or nay on this request. So, with that, have I basically summarized what we said in our discussion back a few weeks ago after hearing the concept?
Before they comment, just to update the board, I've been in contact with Riddick Associates, and they expect to have their report and recommendations prior to the end of the year.
Okay.
Just so you're aware. So that, in fairness to the applicant and the town, you can take whatever type of resolution action you wish to proceed with. Probably first meeting in January. Right. Just target.
It'll be the second meeting. First one could be the reorganization.
First week of meetings.
Right. Okay. Okay. The next item is we reviewed on Monday night the presentation by Dickerson and Meany in regard to the renewal of our insurance contract for 2010. And would someone make a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the 2010 insurance renewal contracts with Dickerson and Meany Incorporated?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. The next one that we have is on the agenda is on Monday we got a request to approve a proposal. Take that back. The next one is approval of a proposed settlement of a tax certiorari brought by Goshen Shopping Incorporated. Dennis, could you lead us through that one?
Yeah. Goshen Shopping Associates is the property known as Section 114, Block 5, Lot 9.22, located on Matthew Street, the two office buildings. And as you'll recall, they have petitioned for the past 7 years to have their assessment reduced, taxes refunded accordingly. And presently, with the existing economy and the loss of tenants, some of those tenants in that building were county-oriented offices which have been relocated. They've had great difficulty in re-renting the property at whatever rates. We completed certain preliminary appraisal work on the property, and after numerous discussions with our consultants and experts and that of the assessor, it is recommended that what you have before you is a resolution of settlement of that tax certiorari, which, again, for the board's edification, the 4 columns reflect the years, the original assessed valuation. You're using effectively a 50% rate in the town of Goshen. You're looking at double that amount would be fair market. And you see what the proposed reduction is and the proposed going forward assessment value.
Do you happen to have the sheet?
Yeah, I was looking, for the
breakdown of what means for everybody in terms of refunds?
Yeah, yes I do. Yeah, this is important, the board be aware of this. And just so the board is aware, this has been sent for notification purposes to the village and to the school district, because they're affected by this. It was not sent to the fire district or the library. But I have not received any feedback, and I'll reserve any further comments at this time. Doug, you may want to review that or refer to the public. Those are the estimated potential refunds based upon the settlement.
Right. This is Goshen Shopping Association. It goes back to the year 2003 through 2009.
Before you go on, just to further, this is recommended for settlement by our assessor, our appraiser, and our special counsel on the tax rates.
That's right.
Just so you're aware, everybody signed off on it.
And our assessor would be here tonight, except she's sick and home in bed with a fever, so she just cannot be here. We spent quite a bit of time on this. That we don't look at these lightly. We've got several more to do. We do have a tax certiorari attorney who's helped us all along the way. But anyway, from the years, it involves the years 2003 through 2009. The town's portion of payback is $26,840. The fire department's payback is $28,716. The county's payback is $83,518. The village payback is $149,832. The school's payback is $408,735. And the library's payback is $12,775. Would someone like to make a motion that we accept this resolution as presented?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Your second?
That's for discussion.
All right, it's open for discussion.
Dennis, the appraisals or the values are set primarily based on income in this particular case?
Comps and income method, if you will, yes.
Is there any provision, I'm not saying it's a situation, but is there any provision for poor management? If it's not rented because it's not marketed properly or not managed properly, or if there are certain tax benefits to not having it rented and recoup some tax surcharge. I know I'm reaching,
but
this is going to come up.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to know if someone's doing something that...
Yeah, that was looked at. It's somewhat subjective and normally is not germane to the settlement of these things. Because you're talking about comps.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
85% of the businesses fail because of poor management or undercapitalization.
This is the one, just so you're aware, and it's unfortunate because it's been on for 6 years and it's a substantial refund. But this is the one where two other commercial real estate appraisals found it perhaps a very poor business decision to even go forth and build those two buildings.
Right.
At that cost, at that time, and carrying forward. Our assessment office back in 2002 initially established the assessment on the property at a fair market value of about $10.6 million.
Right.
And whether that day would have ever been reached in an arm's length transaction, hard to say. But all I can tell you is our own professionals were advising to move on the settlement. And they did take into consideration your thoughts. Unfortunately, it's not normally germane in a tax rate.
Let me share this. The
subjective argument as to what they did, how they did it.
I understand. I don't know if was the school involved in this negotiation?
No. The school was not involved in negotiations, and they were informed through their attorney, just as the village was.
Did they give us any input?
I had no input, no. Now, as I mentioned to the supervisor, because this is our year-end meeting, this proposal would obviously could be subject to further action or resolution, if you will, depending upon their positions. But
well, the other thing is that if we don't accept it, we've run out of time, run out of rope. This is our last opportunity to either accept it or reject it. If we reject it, we're going to court for additional costs.
Effectively tomorrow, it would be placed on the trial calendar by Judge Rosado down in Westchester County. Our deadline is tomorrow, December 11th, to either settle or to give us a court order on the trial calendar. But you're always subject to things of that nature, expenses, potential interest.
I think for the public's information, we hired an appraiser. We spent money